Ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight to another edition of NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. Custom scheduled truck series action at it once again. 7 races to go into crowning our custom schedule season champion and the final truck series season on this game. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into the first of 2 races of a doubleheader Thursday night of action. Of course, our second race will be the NASCAR 21 Ignition Career Mode at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After the conclusion of this one, obviously on a separate video, I will be in the chat throughout that one, but the live stream and the live commentary for the full race will be right here, right now in tonight's session. Joshua Rumsey, thanks for being the first down into the chat below, and welcome everybody else tuning in here today. It is a tight points battle, or at least growing a little bit tighter after the most recent race last night. For this Truck Series season, Carl Edwards went on to win in dominating fashion at the Charlotte, or I guess now known as Charlotte Motor Speedway. Of course, at the Lowe's Motor Speedway back in 2004 it was named. So at Lowe's Motor Speedway anyway, Carl Edwards went on to not only win the race, but he absolutely dominated. He led all but 15 laps in that race, getting a max points day in his 3rd win of the season. Bobby Hamilton, who was not great all day long, played a 2-tire pit strategy during the first and only pit stop of the race with a little bit less than 50 laps to go, and it moved him up not only inside the top 15, but well enough to not only lead laps for staying out longer and getting 5 bonus points, but finishing 3rd. So Edwards was only able to gain 20 points on Bobby Hamilton last night. It's a 116-point lead going in to the O'Reilly 200 at the Bristol Motor Speedway. What more chaos will ensue here tonight? Let's find out. Tim Irvin, Tyler Burbeck as well. Welcome into the chat down below. Green flag is in the air. Brandon Witt on the pole. Bobby Hamilton for the 2nd straight race will be outside of the front rows. The green flag is in the air. Hamilton trying to squeeze his way to the inside. There's contact with the trucks behind him as there was nearly a crash on the opening lap for the 2nd straight race. As they file their way now off in turn 4, Brandon Witt will lead lap 1 at Bristol. Boy, Bobby Hamilton was fighting hard to get to the bottom lane after already losing a spot to Shane Kirkland. And Kirkland's going for the lead in turns 3 and 4 underneath the 3rd place points driver of Brandon Witt, and Kirkland will lead lap 2. And with Kirkland opening the door up on the bottom, that allows Bobby Hamilton to get to 2nd. And Witt has now lost 2 positions in about a lap and a half. Good exit to turn 4 for Hamilton as he dive bombs to the inside. His truck's a little bit tighter than where it was in first practice and qualifying. That 2nd practice session, that happy hour session, he tightened the truck out just a little bit more to try and make it for more grip. It was a little bit too much on the loose side, and that might have been what costed him off of turn 4 on that qualifying lap between getting 2nd and getting the pole. Hamilton just received his 5 bonus points now for leading his first lap. Carl Edwards started back in the 7th position. You can already see out of the rearview mirror of Bobby Hamilton that Edwards is up to 5th, so he's gained a couple spots off the start of the race. And Brandon Witt's back to 2nd place as well, getting around Kirkland that last lap. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. 200 laps at Bristol is a very, very short race. When you figure you can get about 4 laps in a minute here, this race is going to fly by tonight, hence the doubleheader, and why we will be running the premiere of NASCAR 21 Ignition at Las Vegas, the career mode there for Season 1. It's the first race of the round of 12. A lot on the line going into that one, that is for certain. Still on the road to Daytona. Didn't get the graphics up for today. Sorry for that. Not a big issue, of course, but just something special. I want to keep reminding you guys at the Busch Clash, we will be doing the live commentary for that race, so we can all watch that race together on Sunday, February 6th, when NASCAR returns. Hamilton up the track a little bit, turns 3 and 4, chops back down to the bottom off the exit of the corner to make sure Witt was going to stay behind him. Clean passing up at the front of the field, though, between the top 3 when they all cycled to the lead. They've all led a lap so far. It looks like Carl Edwards is up to 4th place now. That white car, or white truck, I should say, back there. Super Chips paint scheme. So Edwards is definitely moving forward at a track he has won at the Cup Series a couple times in his NASCAR career. Chad Chafin down on the inside of the racetrack has blown an engine on just lap number 13 as he heads into the back straightaway pits. Problems for Bobby Hamilton's teammate for the second straight race. Remember, Chafin blew an engine about halfway through last night's race at the Lowe's Motor Speedway as well. Hamilton was able to make it to the end, though. He was pretty much down on power, considering he was outside the top 15 most of the day. It was the pit strategy that got him up to third. A little bit stronger tonight. I should say a lot bit stronger tonight, considering he's leading laps early, qualified second. And not just qualified up there, that he's staying out of trouble, at least for the early going. But with his teammate having an issue this early in the race, what could that mean for Bobby Hamilton? Can he survive now? Looks like he'll be playing NASCAR Heat 5 for a while tomorrow. Freezing rain. Gonna be trapped inside, you assume? I couldn't imagine having all that snowfall that the East was having. Even Cleveland, which is only an hour and a half east of me, had 27 inches of snow. That stuff barely missed me. Sandusky, Ohio, which is only like 45, 50 minutes east of me, had a foot of snow, but we had nothing but flurries, maybe a half an inch at the most. I was very lucky not to get snowed in. Which I guess if I would have gotten snowed in, I could have had a day off of work, I would have taken it, but we have a level system in the state of Ohio, and it goes by county. So if either my county or the county I work in or have to drive through, which would technically be between 3 counties in the state, that if any of those 3 were on a level 3, then I wouldn't have to go into work. Level 2, you're supposed to take safety precautions, and then level 1 is, I forget. Well, they're both level 1, level 2, you have to take safety precautions. But level 3, you're not supposed to be on the road at all unless you're of like law enforcement or some sort of like an EMS or something like that. If they absolutely had to, obviously, if they're on call. Snow plows, of course. Kramer, welcome to the stream. Lap 25 already mentioned this race was going to roll by pretty quick. We're an eighth of the way home just like that. Bobby Hamilton has led not every lap of this race, but from about lap 6 on. Brandon Witt has been breathing down his neck ever since he got back to second place, passing Shane Kirkland a couple laps after Hamilton had gotten to the lead. Has been close enough to put the bumper to Bobby Hamilton, but you'd have to imagine he will if he gets the opportunity. Maybe a little bit later in the race. Now might be just a tad too early. I know it's a shorter race. You'll still want to get the job done. School's had off because of snow. But it didn't even snow on her. Oh, jeez. Well, that's strange. I can remember there were some days when I was younger, if school ever got canceled, like for thick fog or whatever, then the fog would lift like not long after they canceled it. It's like they probably could have gotten away with like a 2-hour delay or something like that. They probably didn't have to cancel it, but as a kid, you were like, awesome, school's canceled, I get to stay home today. -10 wind chill. Yeah, that's pretty cold. I think the wind chill at my house today was like 8 degrees. Temperature got below 20s. I swear, maybe a couple days here and there it's not windy, but since like the middle of October, I swear it's been at least 10 to 20 mile an hour winds almost every day of the week. It's been absolutely ridiculous, if not more. Because I think it was on my way to work yesterday. The wind gusts were hitting 30 miles an hour again. I haven't seen, I can't remember a time at least where it was this windy any time of the year. Or it was this windy for this long of a period of time. Because the temperature hasn't been as bad this winter, even for January purposes. It's been like in the 20s and 30s. But because of the wind chill's still down in the teens and single digits almost every day. It's really strange. Not getting a lot of snowfall either. We haven't had more than 2 inches of snow in one fall yet this year. And honestly, outside of like flurries and dustings every couple days, we haven't had anything really for snow. So far, I mean, we still got the rest of January and all of February yet, so. I mean, it even snows into early March sometimes, too. We pretty much have like 2 months of winter left here, so I'm going to calm down for a second because it's not over yet. (17-2). Pretty darn good record right there. Chad Chafin's still the only driver out of the race with a blown engine. Bobby Hamilton has thrown a couple truck length lead now over Brandon Witt over the last couple of laps. And Carl Edwards, who quickly got up to 4th after qualifying 7th, is still outside the top 3 at least. And Billy's 1-20. That's a tale of 2 stories right there. Come to Georgia. Hurricane season to get the win. That's a fair point. I would assume that's only when the storms are actually coming in where you guys get those wins, though. You guys don't have those wins on a daily basis, I would assume. I've been to Georgia. I've been through it twice, through part of it to get to Talladega twice, there and back, and then went to Atlanta in 2019 for a race as well. I'll be at Atlanta again this year, too, for the spring race, and then I'll also go to Dega in the fall, so I guess I'll drive through it another time. And I'm driving to Daytona, too, so I guess I'll be through it there. Actually, going to Georgia a few times. DB Forever 85, welcome. .44, that's cold for Texas. I mean, northern Texas, that's pretty normal for wintertime, isn't it? Get down into like the 30s overnight, you would assume. Inside Uranus, welcome to the stream as well. Hamilton's really starting to build that gap now on Braden Witt. I think Hamilton's got a little bit better long run speed. And I think part of that success maybe versus qualifying was dropping the air pressure from qualifying into that final practice and now into the race. So as the air pressure builds up overall, it's taking longer for it to get to what the original air pressure was when he rolled out in first practice in that qualifying session. Probably another reason why Brandon Witt may be a little bit better on the shorter run. The fact that he did qualify on the pole, so he's got that fast takeoff speed. He's struggling right now. I'm not saying that this is going to be a caution-free race because it is Bristol and a short track after all. And obviously, we could see cautions breeding cautions at any point in time in this race, but with it only being 200 laps at this racetrack, we had a 200-lap race at Milwaukee already this season. And, for instance, that's a half mile bigger of a racetrack with the same amount of laps. So, like I said, this is going to fly by. If this does go caution-free, I think this is going to be less than an hour of a race in a lap's time. So the pressure is on mainly for Carl Edwards right now, I'd say. We're a quarter of the way home, lap 50 that time by, and Bobby Hamilton's starting to grow a bigger lead. And the more laps he leads, the more he's got a chance of leading the most laps tonight. So far, so good for Bobby Hamilton, and Edwards is trying to salvage as good of a finish as possible. Obviously, we still got 6 races left after this one. Next one not coming until Saturday. We'll be having ourselves a live stream tomorrow night on NASCAR 21 Ignition at Talladega for the for the Yellowwood 500. Our playoff race, second race of the round of 12. Another driver just hit the front stretch pit lane that last lap up in smoke. Couldn't tell who it was. It was a blue and black truck, but it wasn't Brandon Witt because he's still in second place. And now Witt's a full second off the lead, and third place has hunted him down. Can't tell who it is from back here. I wonder if it might be Shane Kirkland still. 1.1 second lead at the line for Bobby Hamilton as Witt's going backwards. So 2 trucks out of the race now. Hamilton just hit halfway on fuel at lap 52 as well. So this is borderline going to be a one-stop race today, which should still easily be a one-stopper as long as we don't get a caution in a weird spot. That right front tire starting to wear out on Bobby Hamilton now as well. Playing as the Edmonton Oil Kings in WHL. What is the WHL? Is that the Western Hockey League? Or is it the Women's Hockey League? I haven't played an NHL game in a few years, so maybe they have female national teams and organizations on there. That'd be pretty cool. I always like how they have the international teams on there as it is anyway. Especially this year with having the Olympics, it'd be pretty cool if they can incorporate that in some way into the game. Or when that Olympic break happens, if you can maybe on your franchise mode or something go into coaches, like whatever country you're from, for instance. Obviously, all of us are likely from the U.S. that are watching this stream. Go in there and play as the U.S. Hamilton dealing with lap traffic for the first time tonight. He's just passed his first 2 lap trucks pretty easily for the most part. And he's got his largest lead now at lap 61 of a 2-second advantage over second place. Well, I plan on doing NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005 still. So the idea is to be doing one Cup race every week during the actual Cup Series season. So that way I can finish that season about when the actual season ends. I will be playing more NASCAR 21 Edition because I do plan on still running that season where I'm racing as Ryan Blaney. So right out of the gate, Daytona 500 week. Well, maybe not that way. Well, I'll probably start it a little bit beforehand because I'm going to be gone a full week. So we'll be having mainly premieres on the channel. Won't be many live. Well, there won't be any live streams. I can tell you right now when I'm on the road, there's going to be way too many videos I'm going to be recording and editing on top of, between predictions and post-race analysis for the duels and the 500 and the truck and the Xfinity races in between and everything. I'm just going to be so busy, plus being at the track itself and, recording other videos and ideas that I have while I'm at the track. It's gonna be really tough to get any of these full race live streams in, so I'm probably just gonna take the week off. I know it's gonna kill the algorithm, and I know you guys don't want to see that, but I just won't have time. But I will try to record as much as possible to get premieres out for these games between the 21 Ignition career mode. So I do plan on having a couple seasons of the career mode. I know the game sucks. But when I do something, I stay committed to it. It'd be nice if I could win the championship in the first season. It's going to be tough if we don't get any patches before that, though. considering what's happened in the playoffs so far, and you'll see what happens next in a little bit here tonight. That last lap was Hamilton's fastest of the race, 15.732. Not only he's 69 laps into the run on these tires, but he's also in lap traffic, which is just amazing that even in dirtier air that he's able to run a lap time like that. Just only adding furthermore to the fact that this is a very, very much competitive truck on the long run, and probably is the fastest truck in the field when it comes to the long runs. It is the Western Hockey League, okay. That's what I kind of figured. I figured because Edmonton is out west. Kenny Hall in the 135 is the next lap truck ahead of Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton went to the outside in 3 and 4, but Hall just rips the bottom lane and actually drives underneath Adam Bell, who's right in front of him now. It's as much as Hamilton's had to really fight through lap traffic, and it's about as dense as it's been, considering if you look ahead, there's a long, long line of lap traffic that Bobby Hamilton's going to have to work through right now. He made contact with Aaron McGee trying to get to the bottom lane on lap 1, turn 1. Since then, Hamilton hasn't even made contact with either the wall at all tonight or another race truck. That's amazing for 77 laps at Bristol not to even have that happen. Whether it's been lap trucks he's been dealing with or lead lap trucks. One random NHL stream one day. I don't have the current NHL game. I thought about buying it, but I just know I won't have enough time. There's other games I'm in the middle of trying to get as much complete as possible right now when I do have a little free time. That's Madden 06 with that tournament, and then SmackDown versus Raw 2006. I want to finish up that GM mode. I got a couple months left of it yet, and then probably get 07. Because that GM mode's a little bit more advanced, and the roster's a little different. Nine people watch right now. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Again, the first of 2 races of a doubleheader Thursday night. You're going to see race 2 in a premiere. I will be in the chat for that one. NASCAR 21 Ignition Career Mode race at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway under the lights for the first race of the round of 12 of the playoffs. Right now, scored to be settled for Bobby Hamilton Sr. as he's trying to go back to victory lane for potentially his 9th win of the season. Getting close to that double-digit marker. By the way, last night, I didn't even mention, Bobby Hamilton led 9 laps. It was enough to at least now lead over 1,000 laps this season. Coming into tonight's race, he has exactly 1,007 laps led. So he didn't have to lead many to get to that 1,000 lap marker last night. The only time he led was in the middle of green flag pit stops, but he did lead 9. He only needed 2 to get to that marker. So an impressive milestone for this potential championship winning season for Bobby Hamilton. He's led every race in the point standing since the 4th race of the year, so if he leads all the way to the end of the season, it will have been 20 consecutive races he will have led in the points. Obviously, if he doesn't lose the points lead between now and the season finale at Daytona. Definitely tell those tires are starting to wear out a little bit more. He slid into turn 3 a couple laps ago. Might have saw. Still got a 3.5 second lead right now. It's starting to go backwards in the other direction since he hit this heavier lap traffic. Well, we're not that far away from the first and only pit stops of the night as well. We're at lap 88. Obviously, we just got to hope that we don't get a caution really between now and when Hamilton pits. That may put the field at risk of maybe not being able to make it on fuel to the end. Hamilton sends it. Right rear starting to wear out now as well. All but the left rear are in the yellow as far as the tire wear goes. Scott Busch giving plenty of room for the leader. Hamilton slides off the exit of turn 2, slides into 3 as well. He's really struggling now with these old tires. 90 laps on him. Contact with Scott Busch. First time he's made contact with anybody since lap 1. Busch clears him off the exit of turn 2. Contact definitely helped Busch more than it helped Hamilton. Hamilton goes up the track now, making more contact. That time it was with the truck on his outside. Andy Lyman in the 164 truck, and now Hamilton brushes the wall for the first time. He is really struggling all of a sudden. Like the flip of a switch. The truck went from handling pretty all right to not handling well at all of a sudden once he got to about lap 90 in the run. Which if we don't get a caution, he's going to have to go this far on fuel again later on. To the end of the race, and he did not clear the 106 truck of Richards quick enough. He put himself and Richards in the wall. Now Kenny Wall gets into the left rear of Bobby Hamilton off the exit of turn number 2. Hamilton goes way down the racetrack, and now here comes Casey Cook for the lead. He's got it. From 3.5 seconds back, Casey Cook takes the lead at Bristol. Hamilton's lead evaporated so quickly. That's just absolutely insane how quick it went out the window. Lap 98, a couple laps ago, we started seeing some green flag pit stops. Hamilton wants to make sure he at least gets halfway first. Travis Quaffle coming out of the pit lane. Oh, and he just runs Hamilton into the wall. Quaffle, I guess, was a rival. Didn't even realize it. Oh, we got contact on the bottom of the track. Casey Cook nearly turns Lee Anderson in the 121 trying to get into the pits. Again, Hamilton brushes the wall off the exit of turn 4. Has to get down to the inside so he can pit soon. He's going to stay out one more lap just to make sure he's going to get to the halfway mark. Good thing he's led a lot of laps tonight as far as the laps led marker goes. Now he's going to need a quick pit stop. His pit box is on the front stretch. There's a little bit of contact with the lap truck as well. Not going to help. 3 wide into turn 1. Just in front of him. Will they make it off the exit of the corner? It looks like they will. And into the pits goes Bobby Hamilton. No adjustments, 4 tires and fuel for the Ford truck. Boy, what a struggle that was those last 10 laps of the run. Trying to watch the Capitals game and comment and watch your race at the same time. Sounds like a struggle. Appreciate it, though. Hamilton coming out of the pits. He's in 8th place. He is 1 lap down as Benny Allen's still on the track. He's got bonus points now for leading the lap, and some of the other leaders are still making their way into the pit lane as we speak. Driver staying on the racetrack currently, just hoping for a caution. Come so close to seeing our first yellow of the night over the last really dozen laps alone. We'll have to see who's going to cycle into the lead. Hamilton's got fresher tires on it now, but he'll probably end up struggling at the very end of the race again. So he's going to have to be aware of that. Saw how quickly 3.5 second lead went away. Casey Cook will cycle out of the pits with the lead. Carl Edwards is actually in fourth, riding just ahead of Bobby Hamilton right now, but a lot of lap traffic in front of him. About 2.5 seconds off the lead is Hamilton behind Cook. Watching me instead of your lecture. Edwards crowding Hamilton. A little contact with the lap cars in front of him. Edwards is going to get picked behind those lap cars now because of the contact he checked up. Hamilton to fourth, Edwards back to fifth. That was a big pass as far as the points and the championship implications go, at least for right now. Edwards finally gets down to the bottom as he's following Hamilton's line to get around the lap traffic. Bill Lester in third place. Brandon Witt second. And of course, Casey Cook is the leader. Hamilton, oh, nearly trouble up the exit of turn 2. Witt gets into the lap truck of Keith Grimsley. Stacked up Lester, and Hamilton was able to get by Lester for third, and all of a sudden, now he's on the back bumper of the 38. He overdrove turn 3 that last lap, trying to almost dive to the inside of the 38 truck, but he ran out of room. So it's not like it's just Bobby Hamilton who's struggling with the lap trucks here tonight. It's most of the leaders. Hamilton just drives right on by Brandon Witt, making that pass look super easy. Witt can't quite get the crossover down to the bottom. Now he overdrives turn 3 and moved up to the outside in the middle of the corner. Bobby Hamilton to second. No lap trucks between himself and the race leader for right now either. I know Brandon Witt's got a pretty good short run race truck. Bobby Hamilton's got a good long run truck until he gets to the tail end of the run when the tires really start to wear out. But up until then, it's going to be fast. He's going to try to get to the lead and try to grow that lead as quickly as he can. Come through at intermission. There you go. Hamilton drives it deep into turn 1. He's all over the back bumper of the 177 of Cook. He's trying to get his second win of the season as a generated rookie driver. He's having a great top 10 point season so far. Can he win on another prestigious NASCAR racetrack here tonight like he did in the season opener at Daytona? He led only the final lap of that race. He's obviously led way more laps already tonight at Bristol. But Hamilton has just taken the lead back. And Hamilton can't be that far away from clinching the most laps led. Contact truck in the wall off of turn 2. Ryan Carter and Barry Wilder got together. Hamilton slides into turn 3, nearly clipping the 106 truck of Carl Richards. So makes the pass on Richards. Cook could not get around Richards. He had to sit in line behind him. That'll space out the top 2 a little bit more. Forgot how smooth Chicagoland was in Heat 5. Yeah, it should have been a little bit more bumpy than what the game makes it seem. There's a mistake down the backstretch for Hamilton. 80 laps to go still. Plenty of time left in this race. Plenty of lap traffic. Plenty of time if you're close enough to the lead, like, say, Brandon Witt, Casey Cook are. Oh, we got a truck blowing up on the inside of the racetrack. It's Jason Powell on the 191. He was one of the lap trucks running right in front of Bobby Hamilton, but he will pull down out of the way, and he will make it into the backstretch pit lane as we continue to stay caution-free tonight at Bristol of all racetracks. We had a caution-free race at Darlington, Milwaukee, Martinsville, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong with Martinsville, but I believe that those were the 3 caution-free races this season. Potentially, another short track here at Bristol could go caution-free. Well, thanks for trying, Inside Uranus. Read you 100%. I was trying to figure out why you had class right now, too, and I forgot you're on the West Coast, so I guess that makes a little more sense that it's not quite even 5 o'clock out there yet. One second lead right now for Bobby Hamilton as Casey Cook and Brandon Witt start to battle for second. More beneficial, I'd say, for Hamilton to let this play green to the end. Knowing those tires are going to fall off, they will get faster towards the very end of the run, but as the run gets more towards the middle, he's going to start to build a gap. As long as he doesn't get held up too much by the lap traffic in front of him. Right now it's Ryan Carter and Mark Handel. Handel got stuck on the outside with Carter making the pass on him. Hamilton will clear Handel in the middle of the corner. Now he's got Carter still in front of him, but Carter's trying to get around the 153 truck of Hank Grigsby. Trying to get to the inside, couldn't quite do it off of turn 2. Now Hamilton's got the run. He'll drive to the inside of Carter into 3. Is Grigsby going to give Hamilton any room? He'll give him enough for Hamilton to drive to the bottom. So he'll clear Carter. Now he'll clear Grigsby. Carter hops in line to the bottom to get back by the 153 of Grigsby. 68 laps left at Bristol. And a caution for Gustine blowing up on the apron. Well, that's interesting. Usually in NASCAR heat, they don't pull up out of the way when it happens. Until they get to the pit lane, at least. They usually stay on the racetrack, and then when they get to the pit road entry marker, as if they weren't having an issue, then they pull off onto the pit lane. And alternate through the different camera angles now in tonight's race. Right on board with Bobby Hamilton, the series points leader. Showed a great survival mode race at Charlotte last night. Kept from taking a pretty big points hit to rallying to get a third place finish. Locking the tires up, getting into turn 1 that time. And now coming back out with a fast race truck here tonight at Bristol as he tries to go for that 9th win of the season. Carl Edwards has not led a lap yet, but he has been in the top 5 most of the night after qualifying 7. Oh, this person again. What the heck? No, you know what? I'm noticing why What is wrong with this person? Yeah, so it's giving me the option to unhide the user. So that tells me that the user is hidden. Why do they keep popping up in the chat is what I want to know. It doesn't make any sense. Sorry, I paused it for that, but they could be upset that it's happening, like, not every night, but every couple nights. Probably 2 to 3 times a week. Got some contact up in front of us. Pretty good view of those sparks flying off of turn 4. The lab truck's in front of Bobby Hamilton. Tiny break in the action, but we are back. Just over 50 laps to go. Under the lights at Bristol. Who doesn't want to win under the lights at Bristol? Especially this late in the season when only 6 races remain following this one in the hunt for the championship on this custom scheduled season for the Truck Series. Hamilton has cleared Wesley Schmidt now. We'll go back to the far chase cam for the rest of this race as we have 56 to go. 1.3 second lead still for Bobby Hamilton. Kind of fluctuating back and forth. It was down to 9/10 of a second, back to 1.3. Now it's back to 1.2. It's really dependent on how exactly these trucks hit lap traffic. Now, Brandon Witt is up to second place. He got around Casey Cook a few laps ago. So it is Witt trying to run down Hamilton just like it was at the start of the race. And now it's back down to a second flat again. This race is going by fast. Yes, it is. Part of it, we're still caution-free. Caution slowed the race pace down because the laps under yellow are a lot slower than the laps under the caution, or under green, especially at Bristol. And the laps under green only take about 15 to 16 seconds, even in the Truck Series. I'd probably estimate we're only about 10 minutes out for the finish of the race. Hamilton makes a little contact with the lap truck of Lee Anderson. That knocked him a bit sideways, costing Hamilton a little bit of time, but he is able to clear Anderson. 2 lap trucks right now between himself and Brandon Witt. The crazy thing is how many times that a lot of people have reported that bot, though, too, Billy. I know I have now reported every single one of those messages. It says that I can unban them and unhide them. This doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, if they're banned, why do they keep showing up? I noticed the name was different, though, this time. So maybe it's just somebody coming in with a new account every time. Oh, man, Hamilton overdrove turns 3 and 4 pretty bad that time as he brushes the wall at the exit of the corner. He went about 77 laps into this race without hitting the wall once. Once he hit the wall once, seems like he's doing it every 5 to 10 laps. Not exactly every 5 to 10 laps, maybe on that average, especially right before those first and only pit stops in the race. Halfway on fuel, lap 156. Again, he is a few laps to the good on fuel, no problem there. Even if we go into a green-white checker finish past the scheduled distance, Hamilton should have enough fuel to be able to make it to the end of the race, no problem. And we only get one attempt at a green-white checker finish, so he should be all right. Right front starting to wear a little bit. He definitely doesn't have as big of a lead now as what he did earlier in the race when he ended up having a 3.5-second lead before the tires got out from underneath him in the final 15 to 20 laps of that last fuel run. What's going to happen with about 15 to 20 laps to go in the race? And at the end of this fuel run now, means he's got a lot lesser of a lead. And Brandon Witt's now the driver in second versus it was Casey Cook the first time around. Keegan Dean? I think he just worded it wrong. He meant Gus Dean. Who the hell is Keegan Dean? I'm the long-lost nephew of Jimmy Dean, the breakfast sandwich guy. That's who Keegan Dean is. It's my real last name. Schneider's just my stage name. Great. I make great egg and sausage croissant sandwiches. Benny Allen just got the wall 2 corners in a row now. Remember, he led some laps during green flag pit stops earlier on. Costed him. He lost a lot of ground because of it. Now he's a lap down. He didn't have a fast racetrack coming into it. He's just kind of hoping for a caution to spark. And now Allen going to get moved out of the way by another lap truck, and that's going to stack up Brandon Witt maybe just a little bit more. If Witt gets an opportunity, you'd have to assume he's going to put the bumper to Bobby Hamilton. He's still sitting third in the point standings, but that one DNF a few races ago is really hurting him. Otherwise, he'd be right there with Edwards and Hamilton for the championship. Actually, he had a great run last night and finished second at the Charlotte Motor Speedway as well. And Hamilton brushes the wall off of turn 4. Hamilton dealing with Benny Allen right now. Lap truck struggling to get around him. Now only one lap truck between the top two, and the lead's down to about 0.7 of a second at the start-finish line. We still have 32 to go. Hamilton's made a few mistakes over the last few laps, but at the same time, the tires don't feel like they've fallen off a whole lot yet. I think Witt may have made some adjustments to make his truck a little bit better in the longer run, because he was dropping backwards once we got over 50 laps into the first run. That's why Casey Cook drove right around him and then obviously ended up driving up to Hamilton and taking the lead. But now Casey Cook is nowhere to be found, and we only have 30 laps to go. We're only 5 to 6 minutes away from the finish, so that's all the longer Brandon Witt's going to have to try and catch up to Bobby Hamilton. As he works his way around the final lap truck between himself and the race leader. Can he get to the bumper of the 4? And maybe he'll get a caution, who knows? There's a lot more lap traffic that these guys are going to catch before the end of the race also. Who will get through those guys better will dictate, likely, the winner. Half a second is the difference as Witt is coming. He has a stronger truck. They have made the right adjustments during that first pit stop to get better on the longer run. Hamilton didn't make any adjustments at all, so you'd have to assume we hit that 15 to 20 lap to go mark that his truck is extremely going to start to slip out from underneath him like it was the last time around. And that's only going to make it even better for Brandon Witt. Both the front tires now in the yellow for Bobby Hamilton. Really, it was when that right rear started to go. The rear tires were starting to go is when Hamilton was really losing the grip. Not quite to that point yet, but we have to be getting close. 25 laps left at the line. Witt about a tenth of a second faster than Hamilton that last lap. Hamilton's only running about 2 to 3 tenths of a second off his fastest lap of the race, which was during this run of a 15.681 at the line. He just ran a 15.834 that last time. Lap before was a 15.9. Hamilton hasn't caught lap traffic for a little while, almost a dozen laps. Contact in front of Hamilton between Robbie Young and Doug Thompson. Now he's all over the back bumper of those lap trucks. They're going to try to stay wide and out of Hamilton's way. At least Thompson did. Young chopped down off the exit of the corner, and Young is kind of crowding Hamilton maybe a little bit more. Young nearly gets into the wall off the exit of turn 2. Hamilton to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Thompson still in front of Witt for now. 21 to go. Hamilton clears Young. Lap trucks starting to stack up in front of Witt. $20 to go. Can this Bristol night race for the Truck Series go caution free? Hamilton trying to drive away as Witt gets to the inside of the lap truck of Robbie Young. Hamilton can really feel his truck start to slide out from underneath him off the exit of the corners over the last couple of corners. He's not getting the drive off. And Brandon Witt is closing the gap. He's within about a truck length and a half. 2x2 lap traffic. That's what Hamilton and Witt will be coming up on in a few laps. Now they've gotten down to single file for the moment. Will they still be single file by the time the leaders get there? Hamilton obviously going to try to protect the bottom lane, but it's not going to matter if Witt uses the bumper. But if he does it too early, Hamilton's got no problem using the bumper right back. $14 to go. Bob Spears really pinching off Bobby Hamilton. Contact with the lap trucks again up ahead. And now the 119 of Grimsley gets into the outside wall on the outside of Hamilton, allowing Hamilton to pull clear a lot quicker. And that might have stacked up Brandon Witt just a bit. Spear is blocking Brandon Witt for whatever reason, and I think it might be because he's racing Grimsley in front of him. That's going to open the gap back up to about 7 tenths of a second for Bobby Hamilton, but now that right rear's in the yellow. And this was the point in the last run where Hamilton's truck was really starting to get away from him. He's got 2x2, or at least side by side, right in front of him. Adam Bell and Troy Perry. To the inside of Bell. Right behind Perry into turn 3. A little bit more breathing room for Hamilton. 10 to go. Gets to the inside of Perry off the exit of turn 2. Oh, Perry chops him off. Hamilton trying to put the bumper to Perry. He's trying to get him out of the way. Perry is holding him up. He led him to the inside initially, but then he just chopped Hamilton off. And now he's holding the Ford truck up. 8 to go. Oh, Hamilton overdrove the corner. He's in the wall off of turn 4. Turn 2, rather. That was a pretty good lick. 7 to go. Mentioned the tires were getting out from underneath him off the exit of the corner. That was a big-time mistake for Bobby Hamilton. He's just trying to hold on for dear life. He can't hook the bottom. Lap truck stacking up ahead. 6 to go. Brandon Witt's there. And he's so close to putting the bumper to Bobby Hamilton. More sparks flying up ahead. 5 to go. Left rear going out from underneath Hamilton in the middle of the corner. Slipping and sliding. You can really see the truck moving around a lot. And now Bill Lester in third has basically come out of nowhere. 4 laps to go. He's got a shot. He's on the back bumper of the 38 truck. Remember, back at Dover, Hamilton put the bumper to Lester to pull off the last lap pass for the win in the final corner. I think Lester might remember that. Lester is going for second. He's on the inside of Brandon Witt. Oh, he couldn't quite get there. Hamilton brushes the wall now into turn 3. Lester is on the inside of Brandon Witt. 2 to go. Hamilton slides the tires into turn 3. Lester is there. Will he put the bumper to Hamilton? Lester hasn't led all night. Into the wall. Hamilton goes. Lester's in the lead. Hamilton's going to send it in the final corner. He's trying to get to the inside of the 22. He puts him in the wall. And Bobby Hamilton's going to win the race. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the refuse to lose mentality from Bobby Hamilton. And he'll pick up his 9th win of the year at Bristol. That was dirty. What a finish. That's the second time this season that Bill Lester's been moved on the final corner by Bobby Hamilton. That one, though, wasn't a clean bump and run. That was a dump and run off the final corner. Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe that. Some of you may not like that, and I don't blame you for not liking it. Bobby Hamilton is a winner at Bristol. The Polish victory lap after the burnout on the front stretch. 53 minutes is all this 200-lap race took, with it going caution-free. Bobby Hamilton goes on to win, leading 178 of the 200 laps tonight. 7 lead changes total. A lot of those really right at the end. It wasn't a last lap pass for the win. Because Bill Lester did not actually lead, it looks like Bobby Hamilton led the second to last lap as well. So Bobby Hamilton and then Brandon Witt led 1 lap, which was very early in the race. That was the first lap, actually. Brandon Witt led lap 1, that was it. But he was still competitive, finished second. So Bill Lester leads into the final corner, gets basically dumped by Bobby Hamilton, finishes third. So he lost 2 spots in the final corner. Casey Cook finishes 4th. He led 17 laps. Travis Quaffle rounds out the top 5. Carl Edwards finishes 6th, respectable. Had a good day, but he'll still lose points to Bobby Hamilton, who had the max points day. Aaron McGee finishes 7th. John Wood 8th. Jake Bradley 9th, leading 2 laps. And Jack Sprague rounds out the top 10. "14 trucks finished on the lead lap. Benny Allen led 2 laps earlier on as well. Chad Chafin, Kevin Quinn, Jason Powell were the 3 trucks that blew an engine tonight. We saw Chafin, our teammate, blow an engine very early. Man, oh man. Short track, I expected to use the bump and run. That was more than a bump and run. Like a little nudge, weasel our way underneath and maybe rub him to the line. We just flat out just junked him in the final corner. I mean, he didn't like spin out and like back it into the wall, but we knocked him into the wall. Oh my gosh. Cannot believe that. But nonetheless, got the win. Next race of this season will be Saturday night at Kansas for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250, 167 laps, 250 miles set on that mile-and-a-half racetrack. I believe it'll be the fourth mile-and-a-half racetrack of the season. 6 races to go. Again, in the point standings for Bobby Hamilton with the max points day, he now has a 156-point lead over Carl Edwards, gaining 40 points on cousin Carl in this race alone today after losing 20 the race before. It's the 9th win of the year for Bobby Hamilton, and now has led a grand total of 1,185 laps so far this season after tonight's race. Do anything for the win. I'd wreck my mom for the win. You know how many times drivers have said that? I'd wreck my mom to win a race. I don't know if I'd do that, but we came close tonight. Oh, jeez. Tim's laughing off how ashamed he is at me right now. Oh, man. Well, what a way to round out race 1 of the live stream tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Nevertheless, it was still a battle to the finish, to say the least, as Hamilton was just fighting and just trying to hold on to his race truck. I figured with the way the truck fell off at the end of the first run that even though it was a one-stopper, we were going to have that same problem at the end of the race, and luckily Hamilton was able to survive. Lap traffic did not do him any favors both in the first or the second run either. They were racing everybody hard, but they were holding up Brandon Witt there right before they held us up too, so it was really hit or miss. Lap traffic was very, very difficult all race long. But a good old-fashioned short track racing at Bristol, baby, to say the least. Like, share, and subscribe again for more daily NASCAR content. I'll see you guys for the next live stream tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, NASCAR 21 Edition Career Mode. As far as tonight goes, doubleheader. Race 2 will be the premiere of the NASCAR 21 Ignition Career Mode at Las Vegas. Bottom of the hour, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be in the chat for that one throughout. Thanks, everybody, for enjoying this one. I'll see you in a little bit.